You guys, I just heard from my granny. She's moving to this state. She's moving to Georgia, and very excited. We had a long conversation. I mean, it's like you pick up where you left off. I just love it. Very excited about that. Okay. So, anywho, I hope you guys are having a great day. This is what I look like when I'm not working. See, my hair is still the same. I look like a kind of a worn out hippie or something. I mean, I'm really not color coordinated too much, but that'll do. So anyway, here's this is a little library where I live. I live in a 55 and older place, and once again, they're telling me that they need to check on something in my agreement. I don't know. They're always on me about something. That's the only thing I don't like about living here. Kind of like living with your mother, you know. Always got something to say. But anyway, things that have to be done have to be done. So here I am. The fickle finger of fate. Isn't that a weird thing? I'd like to have that like at my door entrance. Like, you MRFer. Just kidding. This is so pretty. This is where I live. Very lucky to be living here, you know. Very lucky. I just so grateful for everything. Anyway, my granny's going to move here to Georgia, and oh gosh, I'm so excited. But you know, I'm a little bit nervous because I'm kind of shy sometimes, and apparently she has a lot of relatives here, so I'm going to I guess she's going to be introducing me to a lot of people, and that makes me nervous. But I'll get over it. You see what I mean about, it's not about her, it's about me. And that's what happens a lot about a lot of people, you know. It's my reaction to her introducing me to her relatives is not about her or her relatives. It's all me, man. Me and my timid issues. You know, I used to be painfully shy and didn't like to look people in the eyes and was like terrified. I'm very socially awkward. So it's all my personal issues, not hers. So make sure that you remember that. When people act the way they act, a lot of times it's due to their personal issues, not yours. Okay? Nothing to do with you. So anyway, I'll be talking about, I don't know. I have to think of something, but I just wanted to put this on the video that I'm really excited about my granny coming to Georgia. And you know, Granny and I, we used to be almost mortal enemies back in the day, years ago, when my granddaughter was born, because, you know, we had differences. But thank God we resolved those differences. We forgave each other, and now we're really close, and I just love her to death. Sweet grandma here. So I went downstairs yesterday, and it turns out that the only thing they wanted was to confirm the amount I had in my savings, which is zero. Okay, I had money in there before for a while, and you know, one granddaughter needed something, then my goddaughter needed something else, so I gave them that money, and I'm working on Sundays to rebuild that fund, but they just wanted to confirm that there was zero in there, so that's fine, whatever. I'm blessed that I can have the ability to work on Sundays to make up those funds, you know what I mean? When one of my children is in need, that's priority for me. So anyway, you know, I wanted to tell you about, today I'm going to be talking about family again, how to create your own family. It's not how to create. I just want to talk to you about the situation between Granny and I. Now, actually, Granny is not blood related to me. She is actually my granddaughter who's 26 years old. She is her great-grandmother. And when, you know, back in the day when my daughter got pregnant by her grandson, we were at each other's throats because it was like, your kid, got my kid pregnant. And and she was like, no, your daughter, blah, blah, blah. So we just like went at each other, which is perfectly natural for parents of teens, And yeah, I mean, it was for a long, and it stayed like that for a long time, for a pretty long time. But over the years, the life's trials and tribulations, we gave each other a chance to evolve, to change our minds, and we come together today in love, And that's all I ask is that, you try to give people a chance to change, give people a chance to, give yourself a chance to let other people change. Don't judge. I don't judge Granny at all by the words we said years ago. Not at all. And I'm sure she doesn't, if she judged me for the words that I said, she wouldn't be talking to me, believe me. So Granny is like family, and so is her grandson. He's like family to me, and he told me so. I told him one time that, he used to go by one name when he was in his teens, and then he changed his name, his professional name. And I told him, oh, you're not calling yourself this name anymore? Because, I mentioned that name, and somebody said, oh, no, don't call him that anymore. And he goes, you can call me anything you want to, you're family. So I thought that was wonderful. And the last time I saw him, I told him how proud I was of him. But what I'm trying to say is that we really need to cut people some slack. Don't bring up something they did 10, 20 years ago. I mean, you don't want people bringing up your stuff. So don't bring up other people's stuff. Just, for me, that's all squashed and dead. That was a long time ago. We were in a different place. And I'm looking forward to making memories with her. So yeah, I mean, I'm building my family by, letting people into my life and not dwelling on the past. I was thinking yesterday about my sister that cut herself out of the family. And, I always wondered what huge thing happened that made her make that decision. And then, I came to realize, see, this is funny how God lets us see these different things through stuff that happens to us. So because I'm not speaking to the older sister, I came to realize that I don't think it was any real big thing that caused her to take that action. I think it was just the fact that she just got tired. She just said, she saw that was never going to change. That situation was never going to change. And she cut herself out of the family. I got these earrings at Sally's Beauty Supply. Aren't they pretty? I love them. She just got tired of it, And now, looking back, all these years, all these 20 years, I thought she was, evil, and how could she abandon her family, and blah, blah, blah. Now I'm thinking she was probably smarter than I am. Because she saw that abuse was never going to stop, and she removed herself out of the way. Now, was she completely right? No. Because when I made a couple of attempts to get close to her, and she not only mistreated me, but she mistreated my girls. And I don't let anybody F with my kids. Nobody Fs with my kids, okay? So she saw one of my daughters and said, who are you? I mean, who does that to a child? She knows darn well who she was. We were at a baby shower, and it's like, you saw her, so you've known her all her life. What do you mean, who are you? So it's just, intolerable. She doesn't even know my 26-year-old granddaughter because I guess it's been longer than that. It's been 26 years. Because when my daughter was leaving my mom's house one day, she was going there and she just gave her a dirty look. I mean, really? So, I don't want a piece of that. I'm good. I mean, I pray for her. I love her because she's my sister, but I don't need that in my life. People tripping all the time. But yeah, I came to realize that I don't think it was any really big event. So watch yourself with people. I mean, someone could get fed up and just abandon us, and just say, I've had enough. You know, I've had enough. So yeah, that's basically all I wanted to say. Is this is the top of a candle holder, a candle thing. You know, when I get these epiphanies, I like to share them because I could sit here and tell you how wonderful my life is and how everything's always been so perfect and how motivated I am to do this and that. But if I did, that wouldn't help you any, right? You'd be like, oh, well, good for you. And that's about it. I do want you to know, sometimes when I say stuff, I do want you to know that you can do this too. Okay? You can fight your depression. You can conquer that depression. You can take a break from fighting for a minute and then come back strong again. You can, you know. But I just don't think I do anybody any... I'm doing you a great disservice if I try to make myself good and waste your time. Okay? I'm not going to do that. I'd rather not make videos. I've never been one to be phony, though. I've never been one to be, to put up a front, you know, of, everything's great. I just don't see the value in that. Just don't see the value. So, hope you guys are really making it a great day, one moment at a time. And please be grateful. I have a video coming up called These Ugly Hands and These Skinny Legs. Okay, so blessings and much love, guys. Next time. You know, let me tell you the kind of person that Granny is. Granny is... she's in her late 80s, I'm not going to say, but she gets around like she's in her 60s or 50s. I mean, she gets along better than, because she's always taking care of herself, and she's always been very active, and she's just all over the place. She still drives, and she helps her family out. That's one thing I really admire. She's always been there for all her grandchildren and her great-grandchildren. And she's just all over the place, you know. And I even told her, I said, you know what? When I grow up, I want to be you, Granny. Because she's very active. She's just a very admirable person. I really love the way she stands up for her family, and she's really there when people need her, because, you know, a lot of people, they sit in front of their TV and wait for death. And they don't get involved in their family's problems. They don't care. Do you know what kind of effort you have to put out when someone in your family calls you at 2 in the morning and you're in your 80s and you get in your car and you drive over there to see if they're okay? To put yourself out like that, that takes a person with a huge heart. You know, a lot of people won't put themselves out like that in their 20s or 30s, but she puts herself out like that, man. And I just really, really think that's so admirable. She's always checking on people, even if they live in another state. She calls my granddaughter Heaven, and she, I mean, that's my granddaughter's name is Heaven. But she calls her and checks on her to see how she is. And, I mean, she just really is all involved. And I just love that. She has, actually, her grandson had another little girl. And she's all up in her life, too. I think that little girl's 7 now. And she's all up in her life, too. So that's the way I want to be with my kids. I want to be involved. They're my life, you know. And when I compare her to other people our age, you know, they just don't give a damn. They're just like, oh, well, I raised you and I'm done. Well, really? You're done? I mean, being a mother is forever. Being a grandmother is forever. At least that's the way I look at it. And I see other friends on Facebook that And I know them personally, that they're very involved with their children's life, and I just really admire that. I feel very blessed. God, I wish I had that kind of support when I was coming up, let me tell you. Anywho, okay, well, I'm going to let you guys go, but please be grateful. Just always default to grateful, and let's make it a great day, because it is.